Fujifilm GFX100RF. I'm gonna say this camera is a joy to use, but it's not for beginners. So I'm gonna talk in this video a bit of my first impression when I received it, and up to now, a few weeks later, which I'm really saddened to have to let it go, but I have to send it back to Fujifilm because I can't afford it. And also I'm saying it's not for beginners, not in terms of skills, because you get used to it and you learn quite quickly. But it's mostly, you cannot justify, like as a beginner, you cannot justify this price unless you have the money for it. But I will talk more about the price at the end of the video. It's quite limiting and it's quite intimidating, like to just have this focal length and especially this camera looking like this. So I just want to go through what I love about this camera, a little thing that I don't like, but this is absolutely nothing that I don't like except the price. But no, it was an amazing experience. If you ever have the chance to try it, you really should try this camera. And when I'm talking to you, I'm gonna overlay the picture I've taken, some video clip that I've taken, because this video's capability in here, but I didn't really use it. But it was more like for event when it was dark. I just wanted to try it to see how it looked, because I don't like when people go over specs. And there's so many videos about the specs of this camera anyway. So I want to show you, according to what has been said, all the criticism that this camera has been having, especially for the f4 lens. And I understand the limitation, and I also suffered from some limitation. But it was just so much fun to use. First impression, when I got it, I was really confused. So I'm an X-T4 user, and to get used to all this, like the customizable button and everything, was quite difficult. So it took me a good 3 days to figure out the camera. But then once you set it up, yeah, it goes really easily. I was playing a lot with this. I know you heard about the aspect ratio dial. That was the first time I went out with the camera, and I was trying this aspect ratio dial. But the problem is, when you go out, you have decision paralysis, because you have so many options here that you're like, oh, I see something. Oh, what should I shoot it with? Oh, maybe I should do that one. No, I should do this one. No, don't do that. Pick one aspect ratio and stick with it for a few hours and then change it. So that's what I found confusing actually at the beginning. In 28mm, the focal length for me is not easy. It's very wide, so you get a lot of information within your frame. Even if over time I got used to it, because I always use like a 40mm focal length on the full frame equivalent, and you're a bit closer and you have a bit more of subject separation and everything, and you jump to 28, you're like, whoa, what's going on? Too many things here. What do I do? So, but it makes you stop and think a bit more. When I do street photography, I snap around a lot. And I'm the one who's like fishing and or hunting, I would say, not fishing, hunting. I hunt, I see something, clack. But with this one, you can't do that. You have to wait, be patient, take time to compose your shot before you get anything decent. I think for travel and landscape, this camera is perfect, but not for the kind of street photography I do. And I found out over time by taking it out at events with me, that in shooting in black and white, that is also a great event camera. Of course, it's not a camera that you're gonna take to a nightclub because it's gonna be too dark, and I don't really want to add a flash. You can add a flash if you want, but that's when I go out, I don't want to be like faffing around with a flash. But I'm gonna give you a tip. When you shoot event and the light is not ideal, try to follow it, but use monochrome, because with monochrome you're gonna tend to have less noise in your picture, and this is how you can overcome overcome the limitation of this camera. Like the photos I'm overlaying right now is it was at the birthday of a friend. We are like inside a restaurant, and you see I'm trying to find a source of light. Here they are here sitting at the window. I'm using the window light to be able to frame this portrait. When I'm at the bar, I'm trying to use the light that is above the bar. Then here actually the ISO is between 800 to 5000. So, and the noise, as you can see, is really relatively low. I can actually zoom in so you can see. Another thing that I was very intimidated with this camera is like it's very good looking camera, and I live in London, and it attracts so many people. Everyone was like, oh, what's this camera? This camera is amazing. Wow. So if you ever have to buy it, please buy the black version. Maybe you will be a bit inconspicuous if it's black, but that silver one attracts a lot of attention. Well, it's also good, like, if you want to pick up someone, like, no, I'm joking. No, but, it's like, it attracts a lot of people. So at the beginning, I was a bit shy to shoot, and I wasn't shooting like street photography the way I usually do it, because I was like, oh, they're gonna see it, and they notice it, people. You know, the X100 the lens is shorter, so you can be a bit more discreet in your street photography, but here I feel like I was putting something super big in front of someone's face, and it's probably not cool. Another thing I would like to give a feedback to Fuji is this button. I kept on bumping into this button here, and you cannot deactivate it, you cannot change it. It's very annoying, but the rest of the camera is pretty customable. Like, I changed everything to the setting that I wanted to. And people were complaining that to go to the video mode, you have to go all the way down to the drive mode. No, you don't. You go, let me show you. Tack, you open it, you go into the drive, and then, I don't know if you'll be able to see. You know, you have still image there, and then you just go up, and you're in video mode. You're in movie mode. Sorry, this is eye sensor. You're in movie mode there. And then you just do that, you're back to photo. It's not that hard. We are not idiots. Sorry. Like, come on, you don't have to go all the way down to find the video mode. This is ridiculous. That's a ridiculous, criticism, just to find an excuse because you can't afford it, you're angry, so you say something bad about it. And it takes really good videos. You can see here, these are the video clips that I've taken. It was it's pretty decent. They have f-log 2 going on, 25 frames per second. Although it applies a little crop. But yeah, we are not making movie with this. It's really like you go out, you want to capture a few clips of your travel, of your street photography, and this is what it's made for. Not more than that, because there's no IBIS. Filming portrait with this, shooting. Sorry, it's late. I need to get this video out before I send the camera back. Shooting portrait with this is possible, but it's gonna be artistic, super wide type of portrait. Like, I was photographing this dancer. I was on a client job, and I was shooting this dancer, and I had a few shots that I took straight out of the camera with this one, just to like take a few videos, as you can see here, and then just like do some super wide shot of her movement, of how she stretches, how she rests, how she get ready for a dance session. But it's not gonna, you're not gonna have a shallow, like a very shallow depth of field like as you want. So it's good for contextual portrait, or portrait of people at parties and events, as you can see up here. So you can totally do that, but you have to talk to your client and kind of understand what they need. But I would say like it's perfect if you photograph musician, dancer, like any kind of artist that want to show what they are doing and also like show some kind of movement. You can add a flash as well. I didn't try that, but you can sync the flash to 4000, the shutter speed of 4000. So you can actually achieve some amazing shots like with this super wide portrait mode. But my only gripe with this camera, 4,700 pounds. That is expensive. It's expensive to walk around with it in a city like London, because people look at it, people want to grab it, people want to try the camera. Like, and I was like, it's a loaner. Like, I don't have I don't have $6,000 or 4,700 pounds to spare, like, in refunding this camera. So I was really worried about this. I was like, like, even though I walk around like this, So that's the only problem. And also, if I'm saying it's not for beginner because of the price, for 4,700 pounds, you can buy X106 or even the 5, the version. No, the price doesn't make a difference. That's what I mean. But you can buy, let's say, an XT3 with a 16 to 55, even the first version. That's gonna cost you, let's say, $1,000. Pound, sorry. Then you can travel, 2,000 pounds. Let's say, travel for 2 weeks, all included, not all inclusive, all included. That's 2,000 pounds there. And then, when you're in your destination, for example, when I went to Vietnam, I took a photography workshop. That was 250 pounds for 2 days, or one of those. 250 pounds there. So how much are we? We are less than 3,500. You can go to Japan, local flight, Vietnam, Japan, 200 pounds. You get to Tokyo, you take another photography workshop that I took when I was there, 250 pounds for 2 days. We are still under 4,000. Then you can come back and educate yourself, get a bit better, and get a couple of more lenses. So, or like a fun little Ricoh GR camera, which is 1,000 pounds. So with all that, you can have a whole arsenal to start your photography and even don't have to spend that money. And the people that you see that buy these cameras are professional photographers who need a fun camera. They don't want to walk around with a heavy camera. This is super light. Like, I have this one all night. Like, my friends know me, I like to party, I like to go see DJs. I'm always at gig, I'm always out. And this is an excellent, amazing tool to have with you, because it's super light, you don't feel it. It's just like around like this with you. And yeah, you sort it. But it's a B cam, it's not a main camera. So it's a lot of money to spend for that. And I wouldn't criticize Fujifilm for charging that price, because this is an amazing piece of kit. It's super well built. It's a bold movement, and it's very, very niche. So for that money, if you have it, you have a special birthday, it's your 30th birthday, your 25th birthday, or you have achieved a business milestone, which I'm not there yet because I'm still trying to build my photography business, so I cannot justify this. But if you do, you want to celebrate something, a wedding anniversary, get it, because you won't regret it and you won't leave it alone. You will take it everywhere with you. And that was very, very enjoyable experience. So there we go. So I have a big milestone birthday coming up soon, so if you want to support me, please subscribe, and maybe I will have enough views and subscribers to be one day able to afford this. Such a joy. Such a joy. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and as always, live inspired. Bye!